What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo. I am back here another Friday night. Happy to be with you guys. It's been a killer week for me, a killer week for a lot of football teams, and hopefully y'all's weeks have been all right and you're doing okay. Glad you can join us here. Let's crack them if you got them. Yeah, there you go. Cheers, guys. Double bagging today. There you go, John.
Back in Brooklyn. Shit.
John's back in Brooklyn from his trip to Romania. Oh my God, that's a strong beer. Good evening, everybody. Let's see who we got here. Jonathan Kravitz, good to see you in here. Now Everton are safe. I'm not interested in the Arsenal-Everton game. Yeah, very, very well said. Clearly a Leeds fan. Ben, Arizona, good to see you, my man. Probably still working. Conche. Alexander Oskov, good to see all y'all. Macronomical says Spurs ain't bottling fourth. Y'all, Conte won't let it happen as much as it pains me to say. I agree with you, man. I agree. I'm just thinking it's gonna be Arsenal had it in their own hands multiple times this season and we let it slip away from us. And so just watch, Spurs will lose to Norwich. And Arsenal will lose to Everton. That's just, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. They'll bottle it, and then we'll double bottle it on top of them. Because nobody wants fourth place, clearly. That's how it's been going. BX Gunner, good to see you as well. Ben Ireland, who's chilling backstage. Good to see you as well. Stephen Denham, good to see everybody. So, what is there to talk about? Let's see. Burnley last night, maintaining their sort of troubles going into the final day and giving Leeds United fans ever so much hope. They got a late red card as well, another defender down for them. They will be doing everything they can to win on Sunday. Leeds United as well, going up against Brentford. Who knew this would be the match that Leeds would have to win? It's definitely a winnable match, but it's the nerves, the people on their cell phones in the stands yelling out scores. It's going to be a crazy championship Sunday, and hopefully calling it Championship Sunday doesn't mean they're going to the championship on Sunday. So let's pray for all of our Leeds friends that doesn't happen. I mean, if we had some Burnley people on the show, then maybe I would think otherwise, but fuck them. Leeds United fans are the best, so that aren't Arsenal fans. Well, a lot of Arsenal fans suck, gotta be honest, but a lot of football fans just suck. So what else is going on in Championship Sunday? Liverpool could still technically win the league if Man City do a bottle job on their own, but I don't see that actually happening. However, it will be another storyline that we will be watching. So first place is up for grabs. Fourth place is kind of up for grabs. It looks like 6th, 7th, that's all locked. Manchester United, West Ham getting a European spot for the second year in a row, I want to say. A lot of teams with nothing to play for, but then a lot of these matches, I think it's six or seven matches, I think, that actually matter on Sunday. So Wolves, unfortunately, don't matter. So Mark took a little 2-week vacation, and Mark is not here. So let me bring in my lovely co-host, Mr. Ben Ireland. What's up, Ben? How are you?
Good evening. How are you? I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm tired, to be honest. I'm exhausted.
I'm on the tea tonight, so cheers.
Yeah, I was in the city, working in the city all this week, a couple of days, doing crazy overnights where they had a hotel room for me and stuff. So
you sound a bit bummed up.
Yeah, I am. It's been in a freezing cold, like, ballroom, working, sweating, freezing, quick turnaround, that sort of thing. So I tested the COVID. I don't have COVID. It's just a head cold. But
cool. We'll wind down. I'll have
a beer. Yeah. But Ben, what are your thoughts about Everton last night?
Bandy last week we're chasing Everton. At one point, yes, Everton were within our sights, but they were never the team for me to chase. So it was inevitable they were going to get a point at least for me in them with that extra game in hand they had. But fair play to them. They did what they needed to do in the end. It's Burnley, innit?
Down 2-0, man. Down 2-0 and being dominated by Crystal Palace. They found a way to come back in.
Yeah, they did. I thought they should have been down to 10 men, Palace. But they did well. They came back. The crowd helped them. It was great. It was a good success story for them. I didn't watch it personally. I seen the highlights. I watched Burnley until they scored the first goal, and then it was just too much to watch for me. Really, it was going on in my brain about Leeds, and I didn't really want to think about Leeds. So.
Yeah, I gotta imagine as a Leeds fan, I mean, I was sitting there watching it, doing my own calculations of like, okay, well, if this happens, and it was all a bit too much. And I was honestly surprised that Aston Villa tied it up because they didn't look like they were going to.
You see, for me on Sunday, I don't think I have no fear in Newcastle beating Burnley. I think a point for Leeds will be enough, but I just see it's a fucking hard point to get. I really do. With the way we're playing, I mean, look, anything can happen. It could be a roller coaster. It could be dead and buried at half time. We don't know. There's a lot of scenarios can happen on Sunday. But I'm going with the mindset of if we go down, I'm still a Leeds fan. And there'll be a lot of toxic going on online and who to blame, the board, the manager, and sacking Bielsa, all this bullshit. I'm not going to get involved in that because Jesse Marshall will be given a chance next season. How long that lasts depends on results. And I'm going to support Leeds and whoever's in charge no matter what. So we'll see. And that's the mindset I'm going in with because it's an emotional roller coaster supporting Leeds, as you can imagine. Like what Arsenal have put you through a bit this season. It's ups and downs. That's why I messaged you, didn't I, midweek? Frustrating.
Yeah, you did.
Ball fan, innit?
Yeah, you did. You absolutely did. Yeah, it is frustrating being a football fan. I mean, all the way up and down the board, you could say, though, because even, like, imagine as cush as these Man City fans are, they've got to be a little stressed out as well. Who thought they would be stressing the last match of the season? But listen, if they don't actually win,
well, you've got to.
They won fuck all.
You've got to look at where they were and what they've bottled so far. Mm-hmm. I mean, they put a weak side out in the League Cups, the FA Cup semi-final. They bottled that against Liverpool after a great game a few days before, the 2-2. They bottled the League Cup, and they've bottled obviously against Madrid. They bottled that last minute.
Yep.
The sort of bottling.
Well, and then you look at these, like they lost to who? Crystal Palace or somebody like that. They drew with another team. Like it's just weird things.
It depends on what Villa turn up as well. Do you know? Is
absolutely.
Where's it? The Etihad or is it at Villa?
It's at the Etihad.
Right. So I mean, it depends.
But Villa could easily get a point off of that.
Definitely. Off of them. I mean, Man City haven't been susceptible to being beat either. Do you know? You can get a shock result against them. It's been proven, so it's not. And
it's never the big clubs that do it either. Like I think they lost to Crystal Palace and like Brighton.
Nobody's putting into the scenario if Liverpool slip up though. So it's all about Liverpool chasing it. I mean, I'd rather be a point ahead than a point behind at this point. So.
Yeah, but I mean, they're both playing at home. Man City's at home. Liverpool's at home to Wolves. Wolves are no slouch either, depending which Wolves show up. So depending which Villa shows up. The one thing I think that you guys have going for you is that Burnley go up against Newcastle. Newcastle, who well. You would say they don't have anything to play for, but I think they want to every single guy,
I think
every single man on the pitch is playing for a job, is playing to not be let go.
I think the way they were written off to finish, I think, where can they finish 10th? Is it? I mean, the top half they can finish. I think that would be like a great improvement. I think that's what they want to do is top half finish. So they won't be. Newcastle will turn up. They've been playing well for a few weeks. I mean, I think there's only City that beat them lately.
Yeah, I mean, they just absolutely destroyed Arsenal.
Yeah, they made you look average. They really did. But
Yeah.
I think that was a bit of both, to be honest. There was a few
Yeah.
players missing for you. So, but I do
So I
think
think,
the one
West Ham can beat Brighton. If
Yeah.
you guys beat Brentford and Newcastle beats Burnley, Newcastle end up in the 10th spot.
Yeah.
So
I think the one foregone conclusion this weekend is Spurs will beat Norwich. I just can't.
you don't know, man. That it's
I
their
can't
last
see
Premier
it.
League game
I
for
can't
Premier
see
League
it.
match for 1 year. As you know, they like to
I think
yo-yo it.
Spurs have to be shit for that to happen.
It would only
They've
happen
got
in
too
the
much-
story of the
they've got
season.
too
Like
much
it won't
firepower
happen
against a weak
logically.
defense. It's a weak defense. Kane will exploit that, and
Yeah.
I just see that as a look. I love it for you to get fourth, but fifth to me for you is a successful season from where you
Yeah.
were last season. So you've got to look at the positives.
Oh wow, Mr. Tom says apparently Villa get 18 million pounds from City if City win the league for the Grealish transfer. So why wouldn't they rest everybody for the last game of the? Not saying that that's going to happen.
I had a really
So,
hopeful thought earlier, Lolo. Do you know with the pitch invasions? There was two at the
Yeah.
weekend. The midweek.
Yeah.
There was one at Sunderland where a fan headbutted the other manager, which will get punished severely, which I think will make the Everton pitch invasion get punished a bit harsher. So I was hoping for a 3-point.
No, that wasn't Sunderland, was it? That was
Was it Sunderland?
that was Sheffield United and
Sheffield United,
and
sorry, yeah,
Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, sorry, not but it was headbutted, wasn't he? And I just think
He headbutted Billy Sharp, wasn't it?
yeah, that's right. And I just think with that happening, maybe the other pitch invasion, even though it was Vieira who kicked a fan, I just think that'll get looked at a bit more harshly.
Yeah.
And hopefully they'll get a 3-point deduction. So.
Yeah. Well, we've got people banging down the door to get in right now, Ben. So you're playing co-host today, so you may not get to. You get to talk
that's
as much
cool.
as Mark usually gets to talk, which is
Oh, that's cool.
not very
I
much
don't
anymore.
talk about Leeds anymore anyway.
So let's bring in a very knowledgeable friend of the show, late night worker. Not in that way, in the healthcare industry, you bastards. But she calls in when she can. Everybody give it up for Rhiannon from ALTV. Good to see you, Rhiannon. How are you?
Hi.
Yeah, loaded question there.
A very loaded question. To say the last couple of weeks have been really tough in the NHS. Like for me, in my job. And then Leeds United just wants to make it worse for me. And I'm just like, yeah.
So how do you see this weekend playing out? First of all, do you think Newcastle will take care of Burnley?
I'd like to think so, but I watched another Leeds content creator do a stat, and stats are always there to be broken by Leeds and against Leeds. So I can. Oh no, I don't trust it. I reckon it would be the most Leeds thing ever for us to win and Burnley to win, and then we go down on goal difference. It would be the most Leeds thing ever.
And oh my God, would that not spark the Bielsa storm of?
For me, if that happens, it is Bielsa's fault. There's no other way of riding it.
That's like 20 goals in 1 month. That was ridiculous.
That 1 month that destroyed us. That 1 month where we just wouldn't change the way we played against them teams.
Like I swear, because we lost 7-0 against City. And then we lost
6-0 against Liverpool, 4-0 Spurs, Tottenham, 4-0 against Tottenham. We've lost 4-1 against Arsenal, 6-0 against Liverpool, 3-0 against Liverpool, 4-0 against City, 5-1 against Man United.
We get it, Ben. We get it.
We get it. 20 goals in a month.
We've not stuffed anybody. We've not had a good game where we've clawed a bit of goal difference back. It's all been 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. Do you know?
Even when it looked like you were going to do something like against who was it? Norwich, and you guys scored early, or you scored, and it looked like let's go, and then you had to do a last minute winner. So guys, let's get off of Leeds United for a second so we can not depress everybody in the chat right now. I want you guys to give me your opinions. Who's going to bottle it in the fourth place run right now? Or do both teams just win and it was Arsenal who already bottled it? I want to know who you think logically is going to end up with fourth place, and then I want to hear your illogical. And it somewhere in there should have Tottenham sucks in there. If you want any points for trivia tonight.
Spursy cunts suck.
There you go. Bonus points. No, give me your opinion. Let's hear it.
Well, I think Tottenham have to do, like, they have to play atrociously for Norwich to even get anything out of that game. Like, that would be ridiculous if they actually did. So, yeah, I can see Tottenham winning. So, yeah, it's I want Arsenal to get fourth though. I think you guys deserve fourth over Tottenham though. So,
but do we deserve it? Like, do we deserve it? We had it in our hands multiple times, and we've
it's the London version of Leeds, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, we start off in last place for a month. For a month in last place. And then we go through winning a bunch of matches and then losing 3, and then winning a bunch and losing 3. And the losses were lost to stupid. Here's the thing for me. I believe Arsenal have overachieved this season. Fourth would be an overachievement. To me, Tottenham have vastly underperformed this season. So to me, if we look at the manager, the team, all of that, I would say, as much as it makes me vomit in my mouth, that Tottenham is more of a fourth place team than Arsenal is right now.
So player for player, who would you swap Arsenal to Tottenham? Who would you have?
None of them. They're all fucking Spursy cunts.
Not being a Spursy cunt, right? They were all free agents, never played for Tottenham. Who would you replace from that team into your team?
Yeah. Listen, it's hard to say you wouldn't take Harry Kane. And I think we all know that Son would slot into any team in the Premier League right now. You would be stupid not to. That being said, I don't know much of the rest of them, but I think it's silly that they're in a battle with us. It should have been more like the City-Liverpool battle is right now, where City have always had it. Like, Tottenham never should have been in this situation, but they had matches where Son didn't show up, Kane didn't show up, and they just looked terrible. And then they play.
But Tottenham's been like that year on, year out, though. Haven't they? Like, they've always had Kane and Son literally carry the team, and like. There was that thing.
They were lucky to beat Leeds.
Kane was basically going to go to City, and then it never materialised. And, he
didn't show up.
Back to training, like saying, "I never wanted to go in the first place."
He didn't show up for weeks, did he, Kane?
No,
and then all
he
of
didn't
a
go
sudden,
to training, did he?
And he was shit on the pitch. Everyone wrote him off.
Yeah.
I just think if you look at Tottenham on their best day under Conte. They're a very, very. Oh, that hurt. They're a very. Oh, I can't say it. If you look at Tottenham on their best day, you know what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
If you look at Arsenal on our best day, we surprise people because we don't know what our best day is. We have such a young team that are our starters. It's not like we're forced to play these youngsters; they are the chosen starters. And, there's a battle between Martinelli and Emile Smith-Rowe, who are both, born in the 2000s. Like, it's crazy to think. But our best days haven't happened yet. And I feel for Tottenham, this was their year, especially with City doing a weird little struggle. And then Liverpool struggling for a little bit there. Like, they didn't get to 100 points. Neither of them got to 100 points or in the 90s yet. this was Tottenham's year. They had it all kind of set up, and then they got Kulusevski, who's an incredible baller. They got Betancourt, who's a good baller as well. They got rid of some of the trash, and then they got Conte. This was their year to do something. So next year, do I see them progressing? Not necessarily. Son and Kane are getting older, and yes, they're still quality. But if Son is ever going to make some cash and go and win some trophies, he's got to go now. He's got to go to fucking Real Madrid, Juventus, PSG, any one of these teams where he basically knows with signing in my little farmer league, I'm going to get the trophy at least, but then I'll be playing Champions League football. I'll be doing that. I think, and Kane's holdout at the beginning of the season, I don't know. I think they could lose both of them and then drop down a notch next season, as opposed to Arsenal. I feel like 4 would have been an overachievement, right? We played really well at times and then really shitty at times. 5th is, for what we've shown throughout the season, we should be very, very pleased with 5th. I'm not, because we had it in our own fucking hands, got rid of it, and then grabbed it back, and then served it up for Spurs. Cut me off, please, because I'm not drunk or high, and I feel like I am. My brain is like dead right now.
2 hours of this.
Yeah, we still got another hour 40.
Lolo, like, we would love to be in your position right now. Like, we really would. Like, arguing over 4th and 5th, like, we would obviously take their hands down. Do you know what I mean? It's just so...
Yeah.
I'm just hoping if we go down, we get rid of the right players and bring some proper players in.
You just
and
know
it'll be a happy season.
Straight out, and
no, but do you know what I'm dreading? Tyler Roberts will play again because we'll be a division.
The thing is, he will though. You've got to accept that he will play again. He'll play in the Championship.
That's going to be the worst thing about going down is Tyler's going to be regular.
Oh, God. Yeah, guys, I said we were going to stop depressing people with the Leeds talk. Jesus Christ. Evan right here, the Macronomical, says Arsenal are also going to have to play European football next season. No more 1 game a week. Yeah, remember, Arsenal did this with 1 game a week. We were out of our cups in no time. Next year will be harder, plus Man United. Plus Man United. I got to stop reading your thing.
That's just, that's gibberish, that last sentence.
They will be back to some extent. This is another point that I was going on for Tottenham. This was with Manchester United. They finished 2nd last season. And then they added Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, like a ridiculous thing. They pulled Jesse Lingard back. So, to me, every season that they slip, to me, Manchester United is one of these sleeping giants that you don't know. Beginning of the season, they could just, but they could just open up on a 10-game winning streak or something like that.
They've got Harry, so everything's good.
Listen, Harry Maguire is the captain of fucking. Isn't he the captain of the England team?
He was until he beat a Greek copper up.
Harry Maguire is not a bad footballer. Manchester United is a bad club right now. Something is wrong with them right now. So, what's up, Dave? Dave, I was gonna shout out to you to see if you wanted to come on the show today to talk about Liverpool, but because we're just gonna depress ourselves talking Leeds and Arsenal. So here, Rhiannon, to bring that in, you said you would love to be in our position. Watching on Sunday, I feel like you have more hope than Arsenal fans have more hope watching on Sunday. Like, we know it's inevitable that we fucked this up.
It kills us, Lolo.
That's
the whole point. This, like, in my head...
Isn't that like a Beatles song or it's the hope that kills us?
In my head, I've resigned the fact that, we're down.
Oh, wow. Big Mally says that the Nottingham Forest fan got 24 weeks in jail.
What sort of sentence is that? A message?
But come Sunday, there'll be a little thing in my heart that says, Leeds can do it. Leeds can do it, and then they won't do it, and I'll be surprised, but I shouldn't be surprised because I know, because I'm a Leeds fan, that it just doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
I might watch the
I'm not watching
one of the games that has absolutely no bearing to anybody at all. Who are Brighton playing? I might watch that.
That's Crystal Palace scum, Leicester Southampton,
I'll watch
Chelsea
Leicester,
Watford,
then
and Chelsea Watford. Oh, Brighton West Ham. So there's only 4 matches. There's 6 matches that actually matter. That's crazy on the final day. So I know we said I was going to ease up on the depressing stuff, but considering Bandy depressed the shit out of him last week, let's go ahead and bring him on before Bandy gets on. He's all excited now. He's like, whoa, I usually sit backstage for 45 minutes until Lolo brings me on and doesn't do betting in the dark. So everybody, you know him. You feel about him whatever way you feel. Bring him on, Mr. Tom. Dead silent. What's up, Tom? How are you? Welcome to the panel.
I'm amazing. I've had a whole week to process the things you're feeling now. So,
can we?
So, Rhiannon, Mr. Tom has been saying that he's resigned to the fact that Leeds are relegated. Everyone else is just catching up to it right now and getting all worried and depressed. What do you feel about that sort of mentality?
Well, no, this is what I'm saying. Like, I for the past 2 weeks, I think even before Brighton, even before we had that little bit of hope, I thought we are down. Like, there's like, as soon as we got dragged back into it after being 9 points ahead, I was just like, no, we're done. Like, Burnley are notoriously known for surviving these scraps. Everton, I always had a little hope that we could drag them into it, but obviously they managed to claw out of it. So yeah, in my head, we're done. But come Sunday, like I say, my heart will be like, oh, come on, we'll win. But then the thing is, we could actually put up a performance and win, but then Burnley would win, wouldn't they? And we're still going down on goal difference.
I don't think anybody should underestimate. Tom would look like nothing more than for everyone to say, we told you so. But he's just a realist. And let's be honest.
Well, does it make it easier?
So
it doesn't make it easier.
I want to be wrong.
I stopped myself. Not that it makes it easier, but is the feeling, if y'all were to win and Burnley were to lose, does it make that feeling even better because you were so resigned?
Oh, yeah.
Because you had no hope?
I think we think we're resigned now, but if it actually happens, we'll be even more resigned. I mean, we feel like it's done and dusted now, but there's still that little bit of hope that dwells within all of us. But we don't want that to get too exaggerated because the fall will be too much. That's what we're trying to say. Look, we've got to be real. The odds are against us. What will be, will be. But if we win, then God, yeah, we'll be jumping from the ceiling. Of course we will.
See, Momaster still believes, Tom. All right, Tom, tell us who you got in the cup today.
Can we bring him close?
Who's in the cup? Is that Kane from Mortal Kombat?
That's actually very clever because that's what I thought it was. If it was who it was, but
I forgot.
I know who he is, but
forgot that name.
You have to,
He used to have a stick with a W on it as well.
Not Legion of Doom guy, is it?
Hey, Tom, you're going to have Momaster pedal a little faster. Your internet is shit.
I will get him to pedal faster. Anyway, oh, sorry. Yeah, that was the Warlord.
The Warlord.
Yeah. Anyway,
sorry, go ahead, Mr. Tom.
Wrong. No, I want to be wrong. Like, I want to turn around on Monday. I want to go to work and just be shocked the entire day, almost like catatonic with surprise that the thing that I don't think will happen has happened.
I mean, like at work, like for example, at work, I've had a colleague who doesn't really follow football, but her husband's a Bournemouth fan, and she's been talking to me about Leeds for the past 2 weeks. I was like, since when? Like, I've worked with you for 4.5 years, and you very rarely talked football to me, and now you decide to talk football to me just because you've been promoted to the Premier League now. All of a sudden, you're interested in how Leeds are doing. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I was like, you're trying to make me feel worse.
Can I say the thing that actually makes it more painful is the fact that we never truly got to celebrate the actual success of making the Premiership or the Premier League. Sorry, post 2007.
And why is that?
COVID.
Because of COVID, we couldn't. Oh, well, I can't say I couldn't hit the streets because I'm not living in Leeds, but I didn't get to see an official open-top bus parade, and the one we did get was routinely criticised for doing. But we didn't get to do the things that you usually get to do when you're successful. So we've had 16 years of shit.
The open-top bus wasn't actually publicly announced either until like last minute, so it was a massive surprise. Like,
it was decided to give decided to give them a showing, so they fuck off. Basically.
Yeah. And
that was the quickest way to get rid of them.
Last season was predominantly behind closed doors, so we couldn't really enjoy Leeds being Leeds. Like, do you know what I mean? And then
we had a good season, and we couldn't celebrate that because we watched it all.
We still could only watch the stars of Leeds United on TV.
Yeah.
So look,
and now
if you guys have
the stars.
So if you guys get find a way to win and Burnley lose and you guys stay up, you should organize the same sort of thing that you would have had that you missed. You guys should organize. It should be a ridiculous of like, instead of number one, like the shirts that Bielsa had, famous ones. I forgot what they said.
He's gone, and it wouldn't be the same without him being there because he
could show up, but they would have a 17 on it, and they're like, yeah, celebrating.
Well, I can tell. Well, okay. I think regardless of what happens on Sunday, there's going to be a massive crowd outside of Ellen Road. Like, you just know it. Like, there's going to be some, like, if we go down, there'll be some form of protest going on. You just know it the way that Leeds is. Or if we win, it'll be a massive celebration outside of Ellen Road. But I just, I think if we lose, there'll be a crowd outside of Ellen Road.
Yeah, it'd be a very exhausting day.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to... The crowd outside of Ellen Road, if we lose, is going to be outside.
Are they live streaming it at the ground? Are they doing a live stream at the ground or anything like that?
No. But I'm just saying that if we lose, people will go down to Ellen Road and they'll go by Angus Kinnear's office, and I can.
Yeah. But you're going to get. You're going to get some dickheads out here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Regardless of what happens,
they forget about the doldrum who was in for 16 years and the wankers we've actually had that run the club. Short memories.
Thing is, there's like memes on Twitter, like with Angus Kinnear saying we're not going to dick around with the Premier League on his freaking Amazon Prime documentary. I was like, why are you talking like that? And you've just done the complete opposite this season. You haven't invested. You haven't done anything. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's so frustrating. And then you've got rants saying, we'll be
Top
like
six.
going for European football in 2-3 years. Don't make stupid comments like that.
Live on
Especially
Twitter
if you're not going to spend the money.
Yeah, they didn't spend the money.
Did you say they didn't spend the money? Where did I hear that before?
I don't think we spent the money.
Did we not?
Well, guys,
I don't think Rhiannon saw that last week.
No, she didn't.
Oh, okay.
Bandy. I don't know if she did, but Bandy went on a rant.
Lost the will.
Really? I know I didn't because I was working the Saturday shift, so I didn't see it last week.
Mr. Tom
it was basically
in his own dungeon.
We could have gotten this guy, didn't spend the money. Could have gotten this guy, didn't spend the money. Couldn't get it, didn't spend the money. To the point where we were all going, didn't spend the money.
The money.
Didn't spend the money. So it's good. Speaking about spending the money, I want to get to this comment by Ronald Osborne here, talking about something that Mr. Tom actually sent to me in the WhatsApp group. Everton should be relegated due to the losses made over the past 3 years. If it was Leeds, we would have got a points deduction this season if we were in the same situation. Does everybody know what this is all about?
So it's the financial fair play rules.
What Ronald said is not factually correct, unfortunately. We only got points deduction in the same season because we tried to go into administration to avoid the points deduction the following season. So the league punished us and gave us both. But that's not the same as what Everton have.
No.
Everton are not in administration. Everton are not in debt.
No,
they have a billionaire that's broke the rules, yeah.
Yeah, but what they say is like Leeds and Burnley have put legal proceedings against Everton for financial fair play rules because they've accumulated so much money in debt, and they're saying because obviously they're just surviving. Let's clutch at straws.
Well, it's like the Carlos Tevez thing 20 years ago when West Ham signed Tevez illegally and Mascherano, and basically on the final day 4 teams could go down, but Sheffield United ended up suing West Ham because they were the one that happened to go down. But it was widely known. Yeah, it was widely known that if Wigan had gone down instead of Sheffield United, Wigan would have been the one that sued West Ham over this. And there was another team involved in it. I can't remember, but irrelevant.
Let's just clarify for anybody who doesn't know the situation that we're talking about in specifics. So basically, Everton have overspent in the past 3 years, I believe it is. They've spent like nearly £1 billion or something like that. But they've
you're allowed 150 million loss over the 3 year
105 is what I read.
105 is it? Yeah.
So you're allowed to claim a loss of 105 million with no questions asked. Now they have come out and said I think they're like 300 and some odd million pounds.
78, I think.
372. I don't know. I'm taking Ronald's. It may be wrong. Somebody else put up. Ding, ding, ding.
They're claiming it's to do with the losses due to COVID and the building of their stadium, which, to be fair to them, somehow I'm aware of this. If you invest in the infrastructure of your club or youth team, that doesn't count against financial fair play.
Yeah, but I think it's still 100 million after all that.
Yeah. Everton are claiming it's only 87, but I say we, like I'm talking with Angus Kinnear. Angus, I think they're exaggerating this, mate.
They're clutching at straws. They're clutching at straws because they're basically going down every avenue they can do if we do go down, and they want to try and prevent it.
It's like a West Ham trick, isn't it? Let's void the season.
Yeah.
But
look,
it's not on the cheap, and you just can't at the Premier League. You can't do Premier League on the cheap.
But beyond that, if we take away the pettiness of this suit, the fact that it's Burnley and Leeds who are going after them, shouldn't it be every club? Shouldn't it be every club saying we need to get this shit levelized, equalized some way? Otherwise, Newcastle is going to be winning the league next season.
Like Chelsea and that, they get away with it.
The government just decided that they're going to have an independent regulator to the Premier League, which is nothing to do with them. So and the fans get a vote of some kind anyway. It's in progress of whatever. So there will be an independent regulator to the Premier League to make sure all this shit's obeyed by. So it's basically to stop Newcastle. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, shouldn't we all be concerned about this? Like, shouldn't every club? Except, I guess what you guys are saying is like Chelsea's not going to sue because that's what they do. City's not going to sue because that's what they're doing. So yeah, I don't know.
Tom's like that.
Yeah. No. I've got yes, yeah. No, because you got to play the game in this, like you. I mean, yeah. Anyway, the article I read, which I said you said that, strange enough, we have Arsenal's backing on this, and actually have quite a lot of backing on this because Arsenal are equally fucked off about it because they lost to Everton. And Arsenal,
that's another one where I hate reading that Arsenal, whose season is also threatened because they lost to Everton. No, our season isn't threatened because we lost to fucking Everton. Our season is threatened because we lost to Brighton, Southampton, Crystal Palace, fucking Brentford game 1. You know, because we couldn't close it out against City, because we bottled the fucking North London derby. That's why we're not 4th place. Not because Everton. Yes, that didn't help. But fuck that. I read that and wanted to vomit.
Arsenal. Yeah, but what I think Arsenal are really doing is if they can manage to contribute towards Everton getting a points deduction, then they think there's the door open. So can we get Newcastle as well? Can we get Man City as well?
Yeah, but they'll give them a point deduction for next year. It wouldn't be a retroactive point deduction.
Yeah, but I'm sure Arsenal would be fucking thrilled if they managed to get teams a point deduction for next year. It's a head start, isn't it?
Yeah. Because Everton should not be in relegation battle. They should not be. That's another underperforming team.
They spent 600 million on players. Of course they shouldn't be in a relegation battle. And it was fucking cringy that they did a pitch invasion to celebrate it when they should have been furious.
Yeah.
Does anyone think Pontus is going to score an OG for us?
No.
Well, I did see something from the future which said he scores 22 of them.
I think something 22. Like that, yeah. 22 goals. And Jesse Marsh got an assist.
All right, so let me ask you Leeds fans this. We can go back to a little bit of Leeds. If you do find a way to stay in the Premier League, who stays and who goes in your mind?
Keep Calvin. Use Rafinha.
Calvin's gone.
I don't think he has if we stay up.
He's gone.
You reckon?
He's gone, yeah.
City, I think, if he goes.
Yeah. I think he's gone. Rafinha's gone.
Calvin's been shit.
Rodrigo needs to be out on his back end.
Calvin does not suit the double pivot for Leeds anyway.
Calvin's been shit since he came back.
I just think you've got to...
It's nice to say, but it's true.
You've got to spend the money wisely because we could get 100 million for maybe more for the pair of them.
I was watching
Bandy to consult Bandy on how to spend it.
The news on the grapevine is that City have got Calvin for cheap. How cheap that is, we don't know, but probably 25 mil.
If there's a swap, if there's a player swap, any one of their midfielders will do. We'll any one of them.
I want Rodrigo to go.
Yeah, Rodrigo's got to go. I want to get some money for Robert. I think Ayling's got to be a backup player. Dallas the same. James, I'd sell. I fucking would.
Click can be on the bench.
I'd replace Harrison.
How many players do you think we'll be buying in the summer? You're getting rid of all the team.
I think we're set up if we go down because we've got some good talent coming through, which I think could cope quite well in the Championship. But if we stay up, we need a good 10-player changeover for me. Some of them becoming squad players. We need an overhaul of that. It's still the same squad nucleus of 13th place in the Championship. There's a lot of it still there.
Okay, let's look at the fire sale that could happen with the other teams that are going down. Hola, buenos tardes de Mexico. Alexa Silva. Very good. But who would you guys take on your team from Norwich and Watford? For me, João Pedro looks good to me. I like that guy. He's a bit of a hothead Brazilian, but João Pedro to me would be the number one pick out of
Are we
out of those two
talking
teams.
as a championship or a Premiership team?
I've only watched
Your
Watford
club,
twice
wherever
this
your
season.
club
If we're in the
ends up.
Championship, I'd take
say
Pookie
none.
because he scores in the Championship. He scores a lot of goals. But other than that, none. I think we've got
None.
Well,
No.
we've been proven a
Sar,
better team than both this season.
Dennis.
They're better than them. No, I wouldn't take
Fucking
no.
Danny Rose,
Danny
No.
Rose
I
definitely
hate,
not.
buy- I hate the idea of
Sissoko.
buying relegated players because you're buying failures.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Arsenal
like-
bought a
like,
cereal.
I know that makes me sound like a prick, but it's the fact of you're buying people that failed ultimately. And
Well, you
then
fail
you're
as a
getting
team,
someone-
you buy a player. No team
Yeah,
is
but then you're
relegated
buying an
because of
individual
one
that
player.
gets off the ship. No, but then you're
And
buying
then,
people
and
that
then,
are
then you
immediately
go
jumping
down.
off the
You
ship.
go down, and then another relegated team buys him, and they go down, and then you start the common denominator is the player.
I'm sorry. No, fuck. What? Then Ramsdale. Look at
Yep.
Ramsdale. Every single team he's played for has been relegated. We weren't relegated this season. We're actually.
No, but for a month it looked that way.
You have 80 million sat on the bench. What are you talking
did.
about?
Exactly. No, but Tom, you mean to tell me that. What's up, John?
But I'll
What's
just
going on with this?
like Callum Wilson.
PlayStation is following us. Awesome. Hit the subscribe, PlayStation. And if you wanna promote FIFA, get that off of there. If you wanna promote FIFA 22 and the PS Plus, send us some.
Yeah, exactly. bastards.
Yeah.
I'll have a PS5.
Free
if that's all
promotion.
right.
They've not even.
But-
they've
but
not even
Mr. Tom-
bothered to sign up.
Mr. Tom. Yeah, and that's not a green tick by your name, PlayStation. So, Mr. Tom, if Leeds get relegated, you mean to tell me you wouldn't purchase Calvin Phillips if you were on another team because he's a failure?
Nah,
Because he
it's-
failed?
Nah, a stinker failure. No, Calvin Phillips shouldn't get off this ship for the fucking reason that he spent half of it on the treatment table.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck now that he plays for England and he's fucking Bertie Big Balls. No,
Yeah.
fuck him. He needs to
That's
stay
wrong.
with. No, fucking chain him like a fuck with a fucking anchor.
All right. And Rafinha.
The thing is
Rafinha's a
that
failure.
But this is what's been going around in my head that I just don't get, right? Because, I mean, not that I don't get, obviously. I mean, it's what works in football. But don't you find it frustrating? I know it may sound a stupid thing to say, but don't you find it frustrating when you've got a team of players, right? And they relegate a team, and it's always the fans that suffer because that's the team that they support. They have to watch dross in League One or Championship or whatever, right? And we get relegated, but that player can then go for X amount of money, get paid 20 grand more, and still play in the Premier League. Like, surely, like,
Yeah.
it kind of feels like they should have some form of punishment for the fact that you
Yeah.
just
This
relegate
is what I'm
your
getting at.
You know.
Upwards.
because if I failed at my job, I'd get disciplinary, I'd get a written warning, I may get sacked. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm of the opinion where a contract should be a contract. You should see it all the way out, no matter what. I think transfers should be changed totally. Just if you only to players that are contracts, so you get none of this fucking multi-million-pound bullshit. Something needs looking at it for me, but yeah, I'm of the opinion. You dragged us down, you get us back up.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you guys know my opinion. I told you about the about when Aubameyang was still with Arsenal, and he had for every goal he gets an extra like 35 grand or 100 grand or whatever it is. I feel that in your contract, if you miss a sitter, you should pay the club 35 grand. So Patrick Bamford owes a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if you're a keeper, every save you make, you get 5 grand. If you let a goal in that you should have stopped, you owe us 5 grand. Like that's the way. Make these. They keep trying to get all their money from the likes of us, who are working our asses off, and we ain't got no money. Meanwhile, these fuckers keep failing, and they get more money.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. Listen, I don't know if you guys have this over there, but I've been seeing it a lot in the NBA playoffs. They keep playing this advertisement that has this guy wearing like a Lakers jersey, like a LeBron jersey or something like that, and then you hear the TV in the background, and it's like, "Oh, I can't believe he's moving to Miami," and you see the guy throw his jersey down like that. And they go, now we have jersey insurance. So if your player leaves, they will reimburse you for the kit. Or I don't know what the specifics are, but so because over here you always get the jersey with the player's name on the back. It's very weird not to. But immediately, like if you have a LeBron James Miami Heat one, and he goes back to Cleveland, you can get your money back or get a reimbursement, or they'll swap it out for you and give you the new jersey. So it's weird. What do you guys think about that? It's a weird situation.
We just get conned out of 60 quid, 80 quid a time.
Yeah. That happened to my brother with a West Ham shirt. He bought a player, and my brother supports West Ham. He bought West Ham bought a player in 1996 called Paolo Futre, and they bought him from AC Milan, and it was quite a big deal. And about 3 days later, he decided he didn't actually fancy it in England, so they negotiated him like a move to Benfica or something. And they basically told my mum to go fuck herself when she wanted a refund on the shirt. And yeah, that was the thing. That was in the 90s.
Wow.
And it ain't got more customer friendly. Like, that was when
if she had that insurance, she would have been covered.
Right? So, like, the thing is, the shirt costs about 60 quid. Then you've got, depending on the player, like how many letters you have on the back and the shirt number, that's an extra £15. Then you've got the £5 for the Premier League badge.
Yeah.
So all in all, it costs about like 85 quid.
And do you know what pissed me off this season? The sponsor on the sleeve at Leeds, it was blue, and then it changed mid-season to white. So you didn't have exactly the same replica shirt. They changed it from blue to white halfway through the season. You know,
true story. When that genuinely happened.
Mine's blue on my shirt, but now it's white on the Leeds shirts. So why?
The white did look better though.
It did, yeah.
I mean, I don't like it. Yeah, I mean they were right to do it, but there's another part of this shirt thing that I did read randomly that Tyrone Mings, when he was at Ipswich, actually reimbursed the fans that bought shirts with his name on it. All 2 of them. So.
Oh wow. Yeah, so this is it.
Wow.
Amex, American Express, is doing it. Now jerseys are trade resistant. NBA Store will replace the jersey for free of any player who changes teams within 90 days of your purchase. That's nuts. But I mean,
that's quite reasonable. Like,
yeah, I guess
football team should do that. Like, if you buy a player within the transfer window and they move within the transfer window, you should be able to exchange your shirt, in my opinion. And I don't think it's an unreasonable opinion. If it happens 6 months later, like if you buy it in July and it happens again in January, like, you're fucked and you've got to wear it. Like that, I'm not as sympathetic about, but you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, or what if say you had like a Kurt Zuma one, and then he goes and kicks a cat, and you're like, well, I can't wear this one out anymore. Like,
just give it
the bid anyway.
Yeah, I mean, who has a Kurt Zuma kit? I don't know, but you know, or like a Mason Greenwood, which still don't know what's going on with that whole situation, but. You know, if something like that happens,
that went quiet really quickly.
That went quiet really quick. So yeah, fucking crazy. Very interesting there. Okay.
We're not
Who do you
doing
guys think is
trivia
going to...
tonight, are we?
We weren't going to because we had so much to talk about, but you guys have all gone quiet, so I may have to dust off an old trivia.
Well, no, I was asking for beer-related reasons. I'm being honest.
For beer-related reasons.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're about halfway through the show right now, and it's the perfect time for us to do a little betting in the dark with Mr. Tom. So, Mr. Tom, are you ready for that?
Yeah, I've been ready.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
I've been ready for life, baby.
All right.
All
right, Mr. Tom, let's hear it.
Right. Basically gone for Crystal Palace are going to win this because they didn't do us a favour. So naturally, they will now go and outdo themselves. And they will probably beat the scum who just want the season over with, while Ronaldo is going to try and make sure his stats are padded. And I don't think this is an unreasonable thing to think will happen.
Yeah, I don't think so. I like that bet.
Yeah.
25-1, Crystal Palace. It's the correct score, which is tough. Ronaldo to score or assist. Over 2.5 corners. Wow. Jesus.
I don't bet on them. I don't bet on scum, so it's not for me.
I personally don't like doing them to win, but I'd be quite happy to see them get beat. It's a meaningless match, though. Like I didn't want. Obviously, I wasn't going to touch any of the games that are Leeds centric. I learned that mistake early in the season. So it hurts twice.
I learned that
Betting on your own team. Don't do it.
Long ago.
Don't. Can we have the next one, please? Right, I'm on Chelsea are going to win because Watford have actually scored in 44% of their away games this season, which is shockingly high for a team that is 19th. And obviously Mount tends to punch down on the lesser sides, and Ziyech may get one of the 3 assists. Big money.
48-1, Chelsea to win 3-1. Mason Mount, yeah, sure, that's another one that's good. If both of those players play, of course, because they're all over.
They might. I picked these yesterday. I would have picked them on Wednesday if there weren't games on Thursday because I just wanted football out of my life for a bit. But, yeah. Next one, please. Right. On with Liverpool to win 3-0. And, oh, hello, new member.
Hey, Grogan, welcome back. Good to see you, Grogan.
I mean, these ones are more self-explanatory, really, in my opinion. But
yeah.
How is that
Liverpool to
Mark?
win 3-0. This is for Mark.
Yeah.
It's funny because I read that as Trent Alexander or Arnold will get an assist. That's not. That's where my head is right now.
betting with the Arnold. Yeah. The thing is, like, I think Liverpool are going to go on a bit of a rampage because what else? Like, they've got nothing to lose by doing it. And Wolves, Wolves have been on the beat since they lost the second game to you. And yeah, I still don't think they're going to win the title because I think Man City could comfortably beat the team that only played 3 days ago. So yeah. What do you think?
All right.
I love that dead silence.
Okay.
Yeah, the dead. Oh, sorry, I was looking at something else.
Yeah, I was
zoning out.
I was letting you off the limelight after last week.
Yeah, after last week you didn't get to.
I do enjoy betting in the dark. It's
I actually enjoyed doing it in 48 seconds. I thought it was quite a test of my ability to talk.
a good betting in the dark personally, but yeah.
Yeah, it was probably your best one.
I say 48 seconds. It's probably less.
Yeah.
You got to a stage, but let's just see how quickly we can do this.
Okay, quickly, what do you think? Who is going to win the league?
City.
I just said Man City.
City.
Nobody listens, Tom.
City. Sorry to our Liverpool viewer, but I just look. I think for Liverpool, though, as a Liverpool fan, they probably expect City not to slip up, and it's a bit like us in this situation. It's a bit more hope but there's a lot more reality to their hope than there is ours, in my opinion. But they've got the fact that they're in the Champions League final, whatever. So it
doesn't matter if they lose.
No.
If Liverpool don't win the title, what happens? They wake up Monday morning and they're still an amazing football team.
Yeah, and they're in the Champions League final with two trophies in the bag already. So
it's the same with Arsenal. Yeah, you're going to play some Thursday night games. You probably would have preferred not to go, but you're still going to be in the Premier League come August. You're still going to be sat there going, "Oh, why Burnley in the league?" Even though no one tried to beat them for the last month.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'm not trying to be a little bitch about like, whoa, who is that?
That's my friend Wayne Bondage in the comments.
Oh, nice.
He was trolling Mr. Tom, so I thought we'd troll Mr. Bond.
Oh, nice. Well, good to see you on there. But listen, I'm just. You keep bringing up, we'd be happy if we were in Arsenal's play. Yeah, we're going to finish at worst 5th. So that means 15 other teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15, right? Yeah. Fuck, I'm tired. That means 15 other teams wish they were in our situation right now. Yeah. Yes. However, it doesn't make it shitty as an Arsenal fan to have, and to me, to have to eat my words to fucking Najee, because I've been telling Najee all season long that we're going to catch him. We're going to finish the season over Chelsea. And it fucking didn't happen. It doesn't make it any easier.
No, you just
Is it easier than being relegated? Yes.
You just have different expectations, and
yeah,
and you have higher expectations, I suppose, but you have better players than us as well. And
so let me ask you, what was your honest expectation? What was your?
You've got to manage your expectations, don't you? And the different.
What was yours, Rhiannon, at the beginning of the season? Leeds United coming into this, you finished 9th last season.
I think we overachieved last season, and I would have been happy with 13th, 14th, even 16th. Like, seriously, just stay in the league. I thought we would have done better in the summer transfer window. I thought we would have, and then with how bad this pre-season was, with how bad the start of the season was, and how bad December was, we thought, oh, we might actually do something in the January transfer window, even though we know we don't do anything in the January transfer window. And surprise, surprise, we do nothing in the January transfer window. And we're basically a creation of our own downfall, basically. And it sucks to be a fan because...
So your expectation was 13th?
Mm-hmm.
Your expectation was already worse than last year.
Yeah.
Ben and Tom,
But
were you
that's
guys
being realistic. That's me being realistic.
Like, I thought, like, and with respect to some of the people, like, and I know some of the people that said this, in the summer, they were sitting down, we're going to get Europe. And I said it was laughable.
I'm listening, Tom. Keep telling.
Yeah, no, I just genuinely thought it was a laughable notion we'd get in Europe on the basis of one season in the Premier League.
Yeah, I did. I knew it was going to be a lot harder. Of course it was going to be a lot harder.
The reality is that for us to even remotely be challenging Europe, we'd need to have 3 seasons of established television money.
Yeah.
And then you can have that, but then with that means you've had then transfer windows, a series of transfer windows where you gradually make your team better to the point where you're more looking up than you are looking down. And similar to what Rhiannon said, I would have thought, I would have been not disappointed. I'd have been satisfied with upper, lower mid-table, like 10th to not 11th to sort of 14th or something.
I just thought it was laughable that everyone was saying there's no such thing as second season syndrome and that a Bielsa team will not get relegated. It was a foregone conclusion just because it was his team. Ridiculous.
No, I think the thing with second season syndrome is that everyone assumes it's definitely going to happen. It only happens about 28% of the time. Because there was an article on it on the Athletic a year ago, and it was the fact that a lot of teams that survived the first season is basically 3 out of 10 that survived the first season end up going down, which is obviously a lot less than people assume it is based on how people talk about it. But the reality is that there was about 20 different things that all combined to put us in a situation where we need barcodes to win and we need to get a better result than Burnley. You can sit there and go, we didn't spend money, high bandy, and we didn't do this, we didn't do that, X, Y, and Z happened. Our team spent 70% minimum, like 90% of the season sat on their arse because they're in the treatment room. Teams didn't beat Burnley that probably would have beat Burnley if it had been played in December instead of April, and because they would have needed to beat Burnley more than being sat on the beach. And many things happened, and all we can do is to sit here and have our arms tied behind our back and suffer it. Ultimately,
the frustrating thing for me, right, looking back on this season, is why didn't Bielsa adapt? I love Bielsa, don't get me wrong, I love what he did for us, but why the heck did he not adapt? Because he did adapt. At the end of the first season, we did adapt. We didn't just go completely gung-ho. We did actually be defensive. Yeah. We were more
responsible. We found the balance.
So why, for the whole 3/4 of the season, was he that stubborn that he would not even change his tactics, his formation, even the substitutions? We could telepathically tell you who was coming on and at what time. Why? Because that is what frustrated the hell out of me.
Do you know what I say? It's only football.
Can't tell you what happened last night around my experience around the Everton match. This is true. I said to Ben on WhatsApp, I'm not watching the match tonight. I'll watch anything except it. And basically, one of my friends basically said, "Oh, do you want to go and watch Russell Peters, the comedian, the third highest paid comedian in the world in 2030?" Anyway,
thanks for that. Yeah.
Basically, went to watch it. So, great show, lovely. I'm not going to promote him anyway. I think I already have. But anyway, one is the first thing I did when that show ended was I hopped on Google, look at the football score, and then on the train home, didn't say one word about the fucking joke that man made. I was like, we're fucking getting relegated. We're fucking getting. I might as well have not gone. I was just like, we're fucked.
I'm just shocked that Tom has a friend.
I know.
I'm shocked he's got a brother. His mother had 2 of them.
Wow. Sorry, Tom.
We love you, Tom.
I've let too much information out of the bag tonight.
Yeah, you really have.
And today he posted a photograph which was the other side of the light, so we actually see where the light was coming from in the dungeon.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, on the WhatsApp group.
Oh no, I'll post at work.
Oh, was that at work?
I did that at work. Yeah. Got to get up early in the morning, catch me out.
I was Cyril today, anyway.
What's that still? Yeah, he says he thinks Liverpool will win the title.
Liverpool going to win the title.
He's always been quackers,
I don't know.
That Cyril.
He's been quackers. Now that we know that Aston Villa will get cash if they just lose, which nobody would think anything otherwise because Man City beats most teams. But yeah, I don't know. I think City take the league. And that's that.
Can I just quickly address this comment by Ronald? He's not said anything wrong, but what I do find interesting is what you're going to find happen on Monday, at 6 o'clock on Sunday. If it turns out that Burnley match our result, what you're going to find is a lot of people will say it's Bielsa's fault. Because we won't have gone down because of the goals we conceded in any month other than February, where we conceded the 20 that put Burnley in front of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Refused to.
And I'm not saying out of hatred to Bielsa, but that's the reality, and that's what people are going to turn to.
And that is exactly
if that becomes the thing that actually.
But that's what's so frustrating about this season, right? Is that they were all of them. I'm including Bielsa in this as well. The board and Bielsa they all shaped Leeds United into this new philosophy, and it brought the Leeds community, the fans, everyone together with actual Leeds United Football Club. It made it love Leeds United properly again, like love to actually be there and just enjoy the whole roller coaster of what happened and all that side before self and everything like that. We just loved it, but I just
It's not over yet. Come on. You guys are killing
but
me.
the thing is, this is it though. If it is, what happens to Bielsa's legacy? Seriously, like even Bielsa.
He has no legacy.
What happens to Bielsa's
Can't tell
legacy?
Can't tell you what happened. What upsets me about this is the fact that while we were winning, we were all these like newfangled like hipsters who were like, oh man, Bielsa's got a philosophy and he changed my life, man. He changed my way of thinking, and we're all better people because of Bielsa. But then when it came down to it, and all like Angus Kinnear and that, they'll look great on Amazon doing a documentary, and we were like, oh man, they get us, they get our club, they're our people, man. But as soon as it came down to it, Bielsa, Angus Kinnear and Victor Orta and Raj Razani were sat there going, no, actually, man, we don't care about this philosophy. We need TV money, man. So fuck off, Marcelo, because that's what it's actually about, is the money. I mean,
of course it's about the money. If Pep Guardiola did...
Fuck you attacking football. No, start defend. If you won't start defending, we'll find someone who fucking will. And they did, sort of. But they've then found someone who fucking does the opposite. Oh, my philosophy's similar to Bielsa. No, it fucking isn't. But anyway, sorry.
Well, then... If you guys,
but this is kind of what my point is about Bielsa's legacy, is that it's kind of tarnished, isn't it, if we get relegated, because people will then turn and say, and will blame,
I'm not even going to listen to any of it.
For the whole goal difference.
People need to mourn at shit and find something to take the mundane shit out of their own lives on something else. And look, football makes me happy. If we go down, I'm hoping that we have a good season, with some enjoyable football next season. I'd rather have an enjoyable season than be whipping boys.
Yeah.
Jimmy's got a good point there. Good to see you, Jimmy, back. Wonder how many less neutrals are watching Leeds now that Bielsa has gone. I mean, I do have to say, I did always love seeing him and seeing a Bielsa team.
Football was attractive when it worked. But it wasn't attractive when it didn't.
Well, it was if you didn't care, because it was the other team generally doing beautiful things against you. So,
well, because people would always be like, talking in hindsight, like with the rose-tinted glasses, being like, oh man, his football was amazing. It was a joy to watch. You're like, no, it was fucking stressful to watch. I nearly had 36 heart attacks watching some of those matches.
Can I address that Ronald Osborne comment where he did turn average players into better players, but then he also burnt the fucking shit out of them in training and overplaying and
hence the injuries now. Hence the injuries now, because even you've got the likes of players like Calvin Phillips coming out and saying this is the result.
It's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. No other team has had the amount of injuries that we've had due to tired bodies, and that's what happens.
But also,
we're all different injuries and unique injuries that no one's ever had.
But you guys essentially, except for 4 or 5 players, you have the same exact team that didn't get promoted. A couple seasons back. That team then did better the following year and got promoted, and you added 1 or 2 players. And then You got to the Premier League. You added one or two players.
I knew in
you
January.
Went on. You added one or like it needed. I kind of agree.
I even tweeted Resignation and told him that teams that don't invest in January go down. Fact.
Our new player in January was Forshaw.
Yeah, he messaged who's our new midfielder, Forshaw. And then I'm so sorry, but we blew 30 million.
No, here I don't know if you guys I don't know who I was ranting at, which Leeds fan I was ranting at the other day, but about this whole Bielsa's fault, this, that, or the other, and I said it's kind of like having a. Sorry, I'm gonna go back a minute. It's all contained. Bielsa is who he is, and he's going to do the things that he does. It's like having a brilliant child, where you're like, he just is. That's what he's gonna do. But I have to keep that child from walking blindly into the street because they're so brilliant doing their brilliant things. I need to make sure they don't hurt themselves. I need to make sure, as the adult in the situation, and that's what the owners needed to be like with Bielsa. Yes, this guy you don't want us to sign because he's not up to your liking. But still, I'm just going to sign him anyway. We're just going to give you backup players. Like
that's the downfall, isn't it?
What?
That was the downfall. It's like letting a kid on ADHD just run wild.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like, yes, he's brilliant, but he's gonna think these guys they just need to not get injured. They just need to not be pussies. Like, come on.
But he likes small squads, and he likes versatile players,
and that's where they needed to say, I respect what you do, and I like that you like small squads. However,
at some point, if I'm Resignation and he wants a small squad, and I'm thinking, what's the worst that can happen? Adding one or two players, do you know?
If he wanted his 5-year plan to work out, he should have said to Bielsa, "No, I'm going to sign these players, these three players."
What gets me is right.
Whether you like it or not.
We offered 7 million for O'Brien. He was our number one target. They wanted 10. We refused to pay an extra 3 million. And then we wasted 30 fucking million on Dan James. The fuck?
Because that's Victor Orta's vanity project. He had to prove that he could get Dan James.
3 fucking million. Do you know what I mean? If I'd have won lottery, I'd have given him that 3 million. There you go. Fucking.
Despite what they will come at, I bet earlier in the season, maybe even in January, Resignation was fucking thrilled with the prospect of not paying out an extra 3 players on Premier League wages.
Same thing with Arsenal.
Make money, but at a certain point, right, you've got to think, I'm going to have to invest money to make money.
The real truth that is being skirted around is the reality is he wanted to sell his possession for as much money as he could while spending the least amount of money on it in a way to get the most money that he could.
That's exactly what I was going to mention, Tom. Like, there's narrative going around about him obviously being reluctant to spend money because he wants to sell to the 49ers eventually.
Why didn't he pick PSG as well? I don't mind being a corporate twat to oil money like that. If we're going to be corporate, I'd rather be to oil money than to Americans. No offense, but American owners in British football have been arse. Hence Arsenal.
Liverpool, Man United. So have British owners.
Well, we've got an Italian.
It's not weird. It's people. People suck.
Anyway, I'd rather be Paris Saint-Germain. I'm not having to go at you. I love you. Right? I'm not having to go.
No, I just hate that. It's like, oh, you know what? Americans are bad owners, and I'm like, yes, so are British owners. It's not Americans. It's assholes.
I'm going into the Premier League.
Anyway,
a rich asshole is a rich asshole until you become.
Jack Walker, I think, won it, didn't he? Anyway, but that's not my point.
Yeah,
Point being,
he did.
I would rather have Paris
1995.
Saint-Germain money than 49ers.
There you go, John.
94, 95, the best year.
Can't you see by the dawn of light, all that bullshit? Yeah, I know it. I've sat through it millions of times.
He still hasn't gotten over that Revolutionary War. Poor Ben.
We didn't lose that war. We just decided to go on.
Coming from Mr. 14% English.
We're American, man. We're all different percentage everything. It's all right. It's good.
Listen, I love America and I love you guys. I didn't mean it in that context, but I just meant from the 3 American owners at the minute. They're not really.
I don't believe I have British
back, attacking more.
I'd rather be Paris Saint-Germain rich than 49ers rich, even though the York family are billionaires, but they're not oil-rich billionaires.
They're billionaires, but their
Thank
businesses
you, Rob.
ain't billion.
Thank you, Rob Greenleaf. He says depends on the. Sorry, John. Depends on the asshole. Depends on the rich asshole. Fenway Group seems to be running Liverpool pretty well.
Yeah, but they got it massively wrong amongst the fans, did they not, when they went and signed up for the Super League? So it just shows how out of touch they are with British fans.
So were a bunch of other clubs.
Yeah, and that's why I included Man United, American owners.
Your argument is in a wet paper bag right now. I suppose
Man City and Liverpool were the last 2 to sign up because they didn't need to sign up really, but
Chelsea.
Their arms were twisted or whatever. But look.
They were basically told if this does go ahead, you probably will want to be in it. And you're probably right.
Is exempt from some owner trying to get rich, then in the Premier League, then you're daft because that's what the goal is. It's money, and that's why being in the Championship has its sort of advantages. But your money runs out quickly in that league.
Every team in the Championship, bar probably about 2 of them, will make a loss trying to get into the Premier League, and that's what makes it. It makes it one of the most exciting leagues in the world that no one watches, and but it's also the most dangerous because the prize is worth losing money over. It's absurd. It shouldn't be allowed to happen, but it's only going to get worse.
Can't wait till football crashes and
what do you guys think about
football again?
What do you guys think about Wrexham? They're like in a low division, but they're owned by Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney from
Philadelphia. So always sunny.
Yeah, from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
but do you see
what level can they get to?
Yeah, they're not rich enough to take them anywhere higher.
They're rich as in buy something that's not really worth anything and use it as like your toy. But they're not rich as in they couldn't buy Chelsea tomorrow.
Where's the ambition? How far can that ambition take you before you
that's more what I'm asking. Like, do they get to League One, League Two before actually we can't involve the investment?
Even League Two now has got some big fish in it. Sunderland, League One, sorry, has got big fish in it. Sunderland, Sheff Wednesday. There's some big teams in there that have won things in England. You know, got big fan bases.
Derby not one of those big
teams. They're struggling to get out.
Never. They have friends as well in Hollywood.
I think Forest Green are an example because they got took over at non-league level by a massive millionaire. Same with Harrogate Town.
Yeah, they're the vegan team now, aren't they?
Yeah, there's only so much small millionaire money.
Yeah, that's true, Jonathan.
There's billionaire money and millionaire money at the end of the day, and there's a massive.
No, I don't think the 2 actors have done a poor job there. That wasn't my point. I was just asking what you think the level they will reach before they're like, actually, this is a bit above our pay grade. I think
Championship, mid-table, that's where you get found out because there's got X amount of teams with parachute money, X amount of teams taking a gamble. I think they can compete there.
So to me, that's representing
like Luton or something like
a
that.
newer age of potential owner and of the world is where immediately when they bought the team, Wrexham jersey sales like internationally picked up. So it became cool to wear a Wrexham kit if you could get your hands on one. So their jersey sales are going up. They're running their social media campaign. They're running it in a different way for different revenue sources than any other team at that level, because every other team at that level is just trying to survive. These guys are doing it in a way that's
Right, but
making a
it's-
buzz around
What
Wrexham.
gets
So
me-
say you were that caliber player, you were the best player in that league. Why not go to that one? Because they actually filmed those games, and they,
But what gets me is what actually made them wake up one day and said, "Oh, I know, I'll buy a
Wrexham.
non-league English football team."
they're both football fans to begin with, and they just wanted to.
As Ryan
I think
Reynolds got
they
some
saw that it
connection
was
with
up for
Wrexham
sale.
or something, he said there was some connection. I can't remember what it was, but it made him fall in love, and then he wanted to buy the team. But for me, look, it's a case of they've got
If
a
I
small.
had,
They've got a
if it
small
was like,
fan
hey,
base
for 10
and-
million, you can have this team.
Then
Yeah, all right. I'm not doing anything else. Let's
no,
do it.
If I had 10 million to buy a team, I'd pick a half decent team in another country, maybe. Maybe somewhere in the Albanian league or so, you know. Or I'd just build a park and have my own pub team or something.
I did wonder if, say like they did get to League One sort of championship level, is he going to turn around to fund the team? Is he like going to turn around to his wife, go, Blake Lively? He calls his wife Blake Lively by full name, and he's going like, Blake Lively, can you do the Shallows too, so I can afford Tyler Roberts? Like, is it like, because how else are they going to get the money?
Are you kidding me? He's making a shit ton off of Deadpool.
Yeah,
Because
I get that.
nobody
Well,
wanted to
there's
make Deadpool. Nobody
only-
wanted to make it. He made it on his own dime. Well, he
And
made
hasn't
the.
he made like
Right.
3 movies already that
There's
have come
only
out
so
this
much
year?
that can
You've
carry
got
you.
Free Guy, you've got that Adam
Yeah.
project that's been
Yeah.
on recently.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, but would
also
you
you've
want
He's
to
got-
buy
working his
Tyler
ass off.
Roberts out of
Hitman
your own?
Bodyguard
Would you want to
2?
buy Tyler? Would you
He's
buy
still
Tyler
not in.
Roberts
He's
for your
still
own
not
money?
in the top. He's still not in the top 100 earned actors. I actually watched that on YouTube. Seinfeld's still number one.
Well, because there's some ridiculously high earning people. These are just.
some of
These
them
are.
surprised me, actually, to be honest. It was up there.
But look, if you're an
Yeah, but
actor with that kind of money, like.
I
And
don't-
they're doing. They're
to this
to
day, I
me,
don't
they're
know why
doing a
Nick
good
Lopez
job.
isn't number one. I really don't. He should be fucking way up there.
To me,
I'm interested to see where it goes. Like,
yeah,
that's probably what
because
I'm
I know they're not
want to
involving
see-
themselves too much.
I'm
They're
not-
kind
I
of.
want to see at
Can I
what
go-
point
They
Can I
said
go
they
for a
hired
week?
smart people.
Can I go for a week? Is that okay? Because we
Yeah, you
haven't
can, sir.
had toilet break, have we? And I'm really like old.
No, we didn't. We skipped right over the toilet break, guys.
Back in a minute, guys.
Sorry about that.
Because the
So,
discussion was so riveting.
Yeah.
It actually was quite riveting, I must say. Much more into it than just hearing about how shit Leeds and life and Leeds were. Incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then you bring it up again
yeah.
to make me feel depressed again.
we don't have to talk about. Look at the fucking Rob. Of course, you got to show up when Tottenham Arsenal when there's no St. Totteringham's Day anymore for another year.
You could have made that happen, though.
Numerous times this season. We could have done it that's the thing in their story. If you look at the villain's point of view, they stole 4th place from us in a North London derby, like via a North London derby. Fucking villains.
I
Cry
spend
me a
Monday
fucking
nights
river.
with the Arsenal fans. I hear this every week.
I have had quite a few Leeds fans say to me, in discussions and that as a fan they'd rather be in the Championship, but as a club we need to be in the Premier League.
Well, yeah, because if you're not in the Premier League, you're not on the map. You are literally invisible to the world.
You're not getting that TV right. You're not getting all that TV rights money. You're not getting all of that. Yeah.
But the pettiness of me is like that episode of The Simpsons when they sneak into Shelbyville to get the statue back, or that lemon tree. Yeah. Sorry, not statue, lemon tree. And then it cuts to Grandpa Simpson telling the story, but then it also then cuts to the grandpa equivalent of Shelbyville sitting there going, and so we didn't want the lemon tree because the lemon tree was haunted. That's how I feel about the Premier League. Premier League is haunted and I don't want to be in it. See you later.
I think it's, I don't know. I think because of the money and all the TV coverage and everything since we've last been in it has definitely made it feel different. Like we want Leeds to be in the Premier League, and we are, but as a fan, it feels a lot different. It's not what we kind of expected it to be. Like it feels kind of sanitized, and I can understand why people would say that. There are a lot of plastics about, and I say that as in you get like day trippers that come in and they have their phones, like that picture of when Ronaldo was taking that penalty and all you could see in the background was just people with their phones. Like you just wouldn't necessarily get that, especially like the Championship.
Phones barely. Get that. Do you know what I mean? Last time we were in the Premier League, it barely existed. Phones.
Exactly.
I know mobile phones existed, but you couldn't take a photo on it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're playing Snake.
Yeah.
But you get what I'm getting at, though. Do you know what I mean? Like it's, I don't know. It's like.
Well, no, that's the point, though, isn't it?
Also,
we've never been part of this.
But also
I know you're right, Rob. Yeah, I know you're right.
How kind of badly the club has treated some fans as well. There's been a lot of stuff that have been brought up recently about certain fans being paid for work but not actually being paid by the club and things like that. And they're still waiting
that on the
Twitter. Do you know what the biggest ball kick go up? Do you know what pissed me off most? That they only made that amount of fucking centenary shirts. That pissed me off. They made 1,919, didn't they? Basically 19. That pissed me off. I just think they totally misread. Everyone should have had an opportunity. And I feel another thing that pissed me off was they rewarded the fans that broke the rules with the open top bus. There was urges to stay away, we could get points to all that bullshit. But that knowing Leeds, that was a possibility, and they rewarded them there. And I just think they've got so many things wrong as well. The Myanmar thing. But I'm also grateful that we're not in debt, and he's bought the stadium and everything.
That's part of our culture, though, that we do stupid shit. Like, that's something I've just come to accept, that we do things that are nonsense. Like, we're going to a war-torn country to play friendly, and we lose to one of the teams in that friendly. All right, that's a Leeds United thing. We're going to create a club badge that is like the Gaviscon man. But,
but we get also fined for things that the top six teams do on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
I mean, how is that fair? The fact that
there was the ball kicker
for a decision, and we get fined for it.
We got fined
the next game.
We got fined
the exact same.
We got fined £200,000 for not breaking any laws, and then Millwall got fined 10 grand for racism, repeated racism. What message do you want to send out? Do you know? And it's ball kick after ball kick, but
but these fines you mentioned from this season. Obviously, this ain't to do with the one that Bielsa paid. Does that not make you feel a bit better that Resignation actually did pay out something? So, like, he won't buy any players, so paid
No,
fucking fines.
but,
mate.
but you've got to look
for a
at that. No,
fan.
right? I know we didn't spend the money, but we did
Didn't
sign
spend the money.
players. We did sign players. We teamed
Didn't
up with
spend the money.
we teamed up with King Kardashian and signed the Afghan national women's team.
And we gave
true,
LL
we did.
Cool J. We gave LL Cool J.
LL Cool
shirt.
J to Ellen Road every week. How dare you suggest that he's not?
No, but he gets
We
a free
sent
shirt.
him a lead shirt. We sent someone else a lead shirt.
Bon Jovi. That was sent
No,
a whole. They all came out of
So
woodwork.
that's like
Leeds
200 quid.
No, but not just a lead shirt. A boxed lead, really nicely presented boxed lead shirt. I've supported that club 40 fucking years. Where's my free shirt?
I'm perfectly sorry, Ben. I'm perfectly okay with LL Cool J getting a lead shirt because it's just so absurd. I loved it. What I actually had a problem with was when they were sending these shirts to YouTube influencers. Fucking term. They were who don't support Leeds, and they openly don't support Leeds, and it's like, why are you giving him? Like, give it to LL Cool J, so he puts a we're on his Instagram to 4 million people or whatever. Brilliant idea. But that's what they're getting angry at. They're not getting angry. They're going to the Liverpool support or whoever he supports. I know his name, but I don't watch him. It's like, that's the fucking issue.
Yeah, because the thing is, they then went on Twitter afterwards and said, I've got this Leeds shirt. I'm willing to give this away for free to a Leeds fan, whoever likes or whatever.
Random comment. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah. Where's my free shirt?
And also, because of all this backlash about kicking out all the loyal fans.
No, it's all right, but I just feel mugged off.
That haven't been able to go to an away game.
Used to be right. You had a home shirt and an away shirt, and alternately you'd change one each season. It'd be the home shirt one season, the away shirt next season. Now we're in the Premier League. It's 3 shirts that last a season, and then it's out of date. It's like, what the fuck do you want from us?
But the thing is, though, that like they released the membership prices at a really wrong time. £75, by the way, which is probably the most in the
fucking
Premier League,
ticket system's
right?
rigged.
Yeah,
I don't guarantee you a ticket.
There's been loyal supporters that haven't been able to go to an away game this season, and now all of a sudden, because of the backlash, they've now got a Leeds priority.
Yeah, point system. So the same people get to go every time.
If you've been a member for 10 consecutive seasons, you can be Leeds priority. That's 75 quid as well for a membership. I was like, I'd rather hold off on my membership right now, and I will see which league we're in, because I ain't paying 75 freaking quid to go freaking pay for Championship. You can drop that price right down.
The Warlords.
It's ridiculous. Even season tickets have gone up in price as well. I was like, are you absolutely that brain dead? Like, we don't even know which league we're going to be in yet, and you're deciding to raise the prices. It's mad.
I think you'll find Luton will provide quality opposition next season.
Right, and here's a thing. Here's a thing you will notice, Lolo. If we go down, at least 10,000 Leeds fans will go back into the woodwork. At least.
Yeah, because they all started supporting us from last season.
Yep.
They support
you know what it is?
Watching the stars.
Yeah, fuck off. We don't need you.
Can I tell you the one thing that will be guaranteed on Monday morning? The one thing I can say with absolute certainty, as corny as it is, I will wake up on Monday morning and I will still support Leeds United, regardless of what league we're in.
Same here.
Well, there you go.
I will still be a Stoop representative and happy hour. So it's not about Premier League. It's about family.
Lolo.
Sorry,
Lolo's already searching for our Nottingham Forest equivalent.
Yeah, don't be kicking us off, Lolo.
Well, this is a Premier League show, so you will have to talk about the Premier League. So you're going to have to watch it.
I can handle it.
I'm not even going to fucking watch it. What are you talking about?
Speaking of that, guys, well, this may be your last chance then to give me predictions for every single show, for every single show on Sunday, every single match on Sunday. So we're going to do this style as well. to close out the show. No trivia today, guys. I thought there would be enough to talk about with enough people to talk about it. So I hope you guys don't mind there's no trivia, but trivia will be back next Friday. So let's kick it off. Brighton and West Ham. Mr. Tom, let's start with you. Brighton and West Ham.
I was going to say,
I think Brighton will win this comfortably, probably 2-0.
Brighton will. Wow. All right, Ben.
2-2, Desmond.
Desmond 2-2.
2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton. I'm going 1-0 West Ham. Actually, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like you guys are all overconfident on Brighton.
Not confident.
No, but because Brighton's form has picked up while West Ham's has stagnated, especially since they're out of Europe. Because they can't be knocked out of seventh either. So,
look, no, I've never seen anyone get such a harsh why you picked 1-0. It's maybe just the way he's feeling.
Yeah. And to the point where I stopped listening to you. Sorry. I got a message from James.
Yeah, he's going against your bets because he's not one fuck all off any.
I got a message from James Reeves who says he will be available to come on to Happy Hour in about 45 minutes. So you're going to have to join us backstage to hang out with James tonight. That being said, Chelsea-Watford, I'm going to go with 3-0 to the Scum Buckets. Chelscum.
Already 3-1.
3-1? All right.
I think they're going to finish last home game Sunday afternoon. I think it's going to be some party football for Chelsea. I think 4-0.
I predicted Liverpool to win the penalty shootout last week. What are you talking about? I'll never get them right.
5-0.
I did as well.
5-0. All right. Don't go anywhere. Give me your Crystal Palace Manchester United.
2-2.
All right, Tom.
2-1 Palace.
2-1 Palace. Ben.
I don't care. Fuck Palace because they capitulated midweek and let me down, and fuck the Scum. I do not care.
Vieira kicking the fan was amazing.
Yeah, that was the best thing that Palace did all week.
Vieira
So what happened?
That fan was brilliant. Basically, when Everton did the pitch invasion, they all got a bit excited and started trying to harass all the Everton personnel. But one of them obviously went a bit too far with Patrick Vieira, so Vieira kicked him.
And didn't realise that he was a very dangerous Frenchman, and obviously forgot about his challenges in his heyday. And he proper kicked out and then went for some more. And then another guy went to go for it and then thought twice about it and fucked off. It was quite funny to watch.
Oh, really? I'll have to watch that.
And
I'll send you a link on Twitter.
So
Patrick
all
Vieira's going to be in a lot of
Jamaicans
trouble.
have had some form of incident.
Wow. If you guys happen to stay up, do you think there will be... Wait, where are y'all playing? Are y'all at Ellen Road?
No, we're away at
No,
Brentford.
we're
In our trusted favourite capital city of London.
London. Ooh, rough. All right. I think Crystal Palace will win this one. Easily. Bunch of twats. Let's go with Leicester and Southampton. Who cares about this one? I know you do, Tom. He doesn't. He doesn't give two shits. Ben is doing something else. John?
I'm tweeting. What game was this? Leicester 3-3. I'm trying to send this to you, Lolo.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Southampton. Switched it up in my head. All right, now let's get to some of the matches that matter. Let's start off with Arsenal versus Everton. Rhiannon, what do you think? Give me a little hope here. Give me your explanation about this.
I'm going to go 3-2 to Arsenal.
3-2 Arsenal. All right, you get to stay on the show.
Test match don't matter. What are you talking about? We literally gave you 3 points. We gave you in the first 10 minutes of the game. We gave you the 3 points, and you fucking wasted them. The fuck are you talking about? This match matters. Anyway, yeah, it'd probably be about 1-1 or something.
1-1, you twat. All right.
I am a twat.
I've got two predictions. I've got Heart and Head. Heart says any win for Arsenal, and Head says shackles are off Everton. They're
I've got all the salt, Bibs.
I just think they're going to nail Coffin done.
Ooh. I'm thinking if Everton didn't get if they didn't get safe, I would be a bit more worried. But they're gonna.
Oh no!
It could go the other way where they play with a bit of abandon and they're relaxed and they actually play like the Everton they should.
Yeah, no pressure.
Play like.
Yeah.
And Arsenal are going to be in so much pressure.
Tell me something I don't know. I'm not all ashamed.
Yeah, actually, Tom is the one who is already resigned to that fact, Bibbs. You got to join the show in early.
It's not like we haven't been through it before, so it's part of football.
Yeah.
It's my 46th relegation, I think, in my lifetime. So
all right, guys, let's look at Norwich, Tottenham. I'm gonna say 4-0 Tottenham.
That's why
it should be something like that.
Yeah.
I think comfortable 3-0 for Tottenham. Unfortunately for the Arsenal fans.
I'm gonna give Norwich a goal and go 4-1. I'm gonna let Pookie score on his final game for Norwich.
Yeah, that's a good shout. He probably will.
You've already used Baldy's Bibs. Come up with something new.
5-1 to Tottenham.
Sorry, what was that?
That's bad trolling, isn't it? Baldy, come up with something a bit more original.
No. It don't offend me that he's called me Baldy, but he said it twice. I mean, you're just repeating yourself at this point, mate. Come on now.
It's a duck show, not a parrot show.
All right.
At least Chris
Rob, golden boot
between the caps lock and the not the caps lock. Come on now.
Just ignore it. Rob, how many goals does Sonny have? Is he up for the golden boot? If he gets like 4, I would much prefer Son to get the golden boot than Harry Kane. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win the golden boot?
Salah.
Are you sure? He's injured.
I don't even know who's in the top 5.
Is Salah still not number 1?
Let's see. How do I see that?
I think it is Salah because it's actually been quite low scoring, hasn't it, for individuals?
Yeah, I think it's like 20 some odd. Mo Salah has 22. Harry Kane has 16. De Bruyne has 15.
Son's got 21.
Wait. That was outdated.
Salah 22.
Salah's got 21.
Ronaldo 18. So I think Salah. Because he gets it on assists. He'll win it on assists 13-7. So even if Son scores
it's mad that Salah's going to win it and he's barely scored since February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ronaldo 18. I mean, speaks for himself. De Bruyne 15.
Imagine how many Bamford would have got.
How do you boot somebody from Twitch?
I don't know. I don't.
Don't boot him. He's embarrassing himself.
Who told Baldy off?
No, I was just curious. I was looking. I was like, I've never done that before. Oh well.
Twitch for like gay gamers and shit.
Yeah, Twitch is usually for gamers.
Yeah.
For people who live in the mum's attic.
But didn't Mo Salah come off injured? Is he not? Like, will he even play?
Yeah, it's going to be like, will he be fit to play against Real Madrid? And that's why I didn't include him in betting him down.
Yeah,
totally.
I think Klopp Klopp actually said that he's not going to risk Mo Salah on the final day because
Peter
he
Griffin.
needs him for
Peter
the
Griffin,
Champions
I
League.
like that one. Yeah, it's Peter
What
Griffin.
the fuck? Peter Griffin.
There's the...
Oh, right, okay.
You know you're
There you
doing
go,
well
yeah.
when you get trolled.
Well, I mean, look, Ronaldo may...
So Salah doesn't play and Son scores. Salah wins
Yeah.
it on less games. Plus
Yeah,
assist.
so Son is going to go for 2. Not that I feel like he would necessarily go for that. But Ronaldo may be looking like...
You've got to really say that Harry Kane's done really well because 36 of them games, I'd say 12 to 15 of them, he didn't really play because he was still sulking. He didn't get his move. So he's done that in the second half of the season, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's all been in the second half of the season.
Yeah,
All right,
but
guys,
he's
let's finish
usually
up.
injured for 3 months.
Let's get to some of the harder stuff. Let's talk Liverpool Wolves. Tom, what are you thinking?
3-0 to Liverpool, comfortable. A comfortable 3-0 that will be ultimately meaningless, and they'll know it while they're playing it.
All right, Rhiannon.
Same as Tom, 3-0 to Liverpool.
3-0 to Liverpool. All right, Ben.
5-1.
I think he's
Go to the middle,
discovered
Ben.
the word bored for the first time in his life, and he's like,
This is like the most pathetic trolling I've ever seen in my life. I'm starting to miss Chris thingies. At least that's better.
I like the
All right.
passion he puts in with the caps lock.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah, man, yeah.
All right,
I'm
guys.
glad you came to the party, Bibs. You brought so much to it. Thank you.
Yeah, and it boosts the numbers by
Yeah,
1.
it does. Yeah,
which
it's,
is
it's
like-
all about the
so-
algorithm.
Ben, you got a new name. From now on, you're known as this guy.
Oh, this guy. Thank you. I'm this guy. Who the fuck's that guy? At least I'm somewhere.
All right,
Maybe
Rhiannon,
you should
to
have spent
finish
the
off the
money.
night trying to talk about football, Man City, do they win the title?
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 to City.
2-0 City. All right, Tom.
Actually, not to cut off here, will be comfortable probably. 2-0, 3-1, undecided. Fuck it, go 3-1.
3-1.
They're going to do it the hard way, 3-2.
3-2. Yeah,
I'm not the one in blue. Well, like we didn't know who we was on about. It's like, look, I'm not remedial. I do actually understand what you're writing.
The one in blue.
Macronomical says Man City 4-0. The title will be wrapped up in the first 20 minutes of the match. Jimmy says 4-2. I'm looking at that. I'm thinking it's going to be more like that. More of a 4-2 for that one. All right, let's get to the next one. Guys, actually, put it down on paper. Who do you think is going to win Burnley Newcastle? Rhiannon.
Oh, I really want it to be Newcastle to win, so I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0. Ben.
I'm not going to predict.
He's pleading the fifth.
Oh no, no.
You're not gonna answer?
He's not going to jinx it like I've just done it.
No, I'm gonna say 3-0. 3-0 because Burnley aren't going to be able to just sit back. They do have to try to win that game. So that doesn't always go so well for them. And Newcastle are playing very, very, very good. So, 3-0 Newcastle, which leaves the door open for who? Who could it be? Leeds United playing Brentford in London. This one's going to be a very, very interesting match because
Why would you not use
Brentford.
coupons if you had them?
What are you talking about?
Comments.
Or do you use just coupons?
Will
Why would
you
not
stop
use them if you had
addressing?
them?
Will you stop addressing the comment though? Because it keeps throwing us off topic, and unless we would like to be a show that just sits here and reads shitty comments versus the better comments that we've had on here.
I acknowledge the great comments as well. I mean, they're not one of them, but I do.
No, they're very fucking, like, I think somebody's overpassed the bedtime somewhere.
Yeah,
But
it's
anyway,
fine. So we're talking Brentford, Leeds United.
Yeah.
Just for shits and giggles, I'll go first and say I think Leeds United fight this one, and it's a battle, and I'm going to say 2-1 Leeds United. Tom, are you going to predict?
Yeah, I'll predict that I'm going to say fuck all.
Are you going to predict? You're not going to predict. Ben. You pussies. All right.
I'm not jinxing it, Lolo. I refuse. I'm not jinxing it.
Well,
did.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. All my bets recently have been the wrong ones, so I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of cash on Brentford to win. Do you guys that favor? Do you guys that favor? Because recently, that's the way that it's been. All right, guys, but we're going to call it a night from here.
Go on, Leeds.
So,
come on, Leeds.
Come on, Leeds.
Yeah. So say your piece before Championship Sunday.
Don't forget to like, share.
Sorry, you got to do this thing, Ben. Do your triangle with everything. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. Well, come on, you Gunners. I hope Arsenal win, and I do hope that. Oh fuck! I do hope that Tottenham loses. I'm hearing myself in multiple ears. Sorry that there was no trivia tonight. But if you guys want, you can join us backstage for a little while. James may or may not be on. So if you guys want to join us, you got to be over on that YouTube page, and in the comments section, you will see the link.
No Twitch link. Oh no.
No Twitch link.
Oh no.
I think I deleted the Twitch link.
Oh
no.
My new buddies won't be able to talk to me.
Especially when one of them named after a device that's designed to catch baby sick. It's just,
What?
And he's the 46 version, which tells me there's 45 other ones. Sorry.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for the show.
We welcome your support. Thank you.
Are you posting the link?
I'm posting it right now in the comment section. There you go. It is posted. If you guys want to join us, feel free to join us backstage. As I usually say, I hope all your teams lose except for Arsenal and Leeds. And I guess Newcastle, right? I guess we're rooting for Newcastle for you Leeds fans.
I've always liked Newcastle.
And let's go Rangers.
Yeah, let's go Rangers. Good luck.
0-0 at the end of the first period. You guys are missing my team for you guys. I hope
good night, everybody.
The sacrifice dedication I do for this show. And where's Mark? He's up in Maine. What the hell is in Maine? I was in Romania, where it's 4 a.m. now. And that guy is, what's he doing?
It's like the Brady Bunch. You got to be like, bye, everybody.
Look at Rihanna.
Good night, Grandpa.
She joins Zimmerman on stage.
Leeds is going to win, and we're not getting relegated. Don't worry about it. Mark,
go on, John. We love you, John.
All right. Am I hitting the...
Yeah, please. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Jazz hands, everyone.
Bye. Bye.